All right, are you guys ready to get started? I probably don't even need a mic, but it's required to use a mic for the recording. I also am a wanderer, so if I start to drift that way, don't be scared. Okay, perfect. Are you guys having a good time so far? Good, perfect. Well, my goal was to get 5 people in my class, and I think I got like 6 if I count my child. She increased that too. All right. Well, this will be interactive, not like a go talk to the neighbor interactive. So if you don't like that, don't worry. That's not what we're doing. It's more practical so that you can have some takeaways that you can use, bring them home, incorporate into your life and your lifestyle. That is my goal whenever I do sessions or presentations. Okay. So before we jump into it, I'm just going to share a brief little bit of information about me and my passion in movement longevity. So if you didn't know that was our goal here, our goal is to think of little daily habits that we can do every day to support moving well for many, many, many years, right? So we don't want to just look young or feel young, but we want to move young as well. And that is my passion. I am a podiatrist. If you've ever been to a podiatrist and you're like, oh my God, please don't worry. I'm not that type of podiatrist. I'm actually a functional podiatrist. And I get my patients out of their shoes, out of supportive orthotics. And I try to get people to optimize the way that they stand and move through connecting to their feet from a natural perspective, from a sensory perspective as well. So I'm pretty obsessed with sensory stimulation. So hopefully that's kind of vibing a little bit. In addition, I'm a human movement specialist. I'm the CEO and founder of Naboso, which are the products that you have in front of you, the Neural Ball. It's not a party favor, sorry. So we will have to give that back, but we have them just outside on the booth. In addition, I travel around the world and I speak about barefoot science and really optimizing movement from the ground up. That's really kind of my shtick or my niche, is to connect to your pelvic floor, to connect to your diaphragm, to connect through your whole body fascially from your feet up. So your feet are a very powerful access into your brain, into your pelvic floor. I'm actually going to teach you, the best thing is that I'm going to teach you how to connect your toes to your tongue. Yes. And that would be the last thing I teach you so you don't leave. Just kidding. Okay. All right. If you want to follow or learn more on social media and all of that, these are the Instagram handles. I will show that again just in case if you are undecided right now. If you want to follow me, don't worry. We will share that at the end. And then if you didn't, we'll just get you a ball. Hi there. Suzanne is going to be my beautiful assistant as we go through this. All right. So key takeaway, or how we want to start to set the tone, is that movement is a sensory experience. So for you guys, I'm sure you guys love to move to some degree, right? What is one of your favorite ways to move? Does anyone want to share? Dancing, like ballroom dancing? Or like club? Like, okay, I love it. We were just talking about ballroom dancing, which is why I was like, she's at the club or she's just, I love it. I love it. Dancing. Kay, you? Shake, same thing. Just shake it. Shake it. I love it. Okay. Okay. Right? It's a sensory experience. I love it. Okay. Anyone else want to share? Yoga. Love it. What else? Walking. Yes. Running. I do aerials. So that's one of my passions, is hanging from silks and off of the ground. But everything that I want you to think about, taken away here, is based off of sensory perception, how we feel and connect to our bodies. Now, in my practice, I specialize in movement disorders and chronic pain. So chronic conditions, chronic movement disorders, chronic imbalances in my patients. And a lot of what that focus is for someone who doesn't want to fall because they had a stroke or MS or neuropathy. It's really based off of them being able to feel their body in space. If you don't want to fall, you need to know where this is as you are moving. However, as you dance and as you walk or whatever you're doing, same thing, is do you have a perception of where your body is in space? That is the secret to moving well, okay? So there's a brain, breath, barefoot, this kind of dance between the brain, the breath, and the barefoot, which is a sensory experience, is going to be based off of your brain, the nervous system, perceiving and processing the sensory information. Then it's going to be a combination of interoception. If you've never heard that, I'll explain what that is. Interoception, your breath. It's going to be represented through your breath. And then exteroception, I'll go into that as well, is going to be represented through your feet, the barefoot, okay? So brain, breath, barefoot is this triangle or this triad of movement longevity, okay? Now, to control and to coordinate your body in space, it is directly related to your perception of that body. This is like a physical canister, this physical entity, and as it moves, I need to know where the hell it is, right? So that is based off of sensory perception. It is based off of your relationship with the external world and your internal world. Exteroception, interoception, okay? Very, very important. I also work with high-level athletes, and an athlete, like professional athlete, Olympians, everything is about the 1%, the 1 millimeter, right? It's the micro adjustment. Oftentimes, it is a neurosensory adjustment that will help that athlete, okay? So we're going to start with a little exercise in your body schema. Has anyone ever heard this, body schema? Has anyone ever heard your mind's eye, right? Or like a mental picture, a mental image. So your body schema, if you mind grabbing her a neural ball, thank you so much, dear. Your body schema is going to be your mind's image of your body in space. Okay, that's what your body schema is. It's just your mind's eye, your mental picture of your size and shape of your body in space. Okay? Now, how we use this is, let's say that we are in a crowded restaurant. We got to go to the bathroom, right? So we got to weave our way between the chairs. And as you're doing that, right, some of them are backed up different distances, right? And you're making, oh, now I'm moving. I'm off the stage, okay? You are making this decision of, okay, am I going to go this way? Am I going to go this way? Or are you like, I am not fitting between there, right? So you are using this subconsciously. You don't even realize it, right? Or if we are walking down the sidewalk and someone is coming at you and you're like, how do I have to move over? How much space, right? That is your mind subconsciously using that mental image to control your body. Does that make sense? Okay? Again, you will move well if you feel where you are in space, the schema. So we are going to do a practice in connecting to our schema. And then I'm going to give you ways that you can connect to your schema even more. Okay? So we are going to start without these tips and tricks. What I'm going to have you do is you're going to sit up nice and tall. You will put any of the balls down if you're holding them. I know they're really addictive because they're tacky, so we'll go into why they're like that. And you're going to put your feet flat on the floor. Your palms can be facing up or down. It's your choice. And eventually we are going to shut our eyes. And I'll tell you when you can shut your eyes. What we're going to start to do is I will cue you through connecting to your mind's eye and your mental image of your body in space. What you feel, I want you to see. Okay? So as I cue you, what you feel, I want you to see, meaning in your mind's eye. Hopefully that makes sense. There was lots of meditation stuff here, so I know you guys got this. Okay? All right. Here we go. So you are sitting nice and tall, feet are flat on the floor, palms are facing up or down, your choice, and you are going to shut your eyes. And just sitting there for a moment with your eyes shut, I want you to start at the top of your head. And I want you to start to feel the size and shape of your head. How much space is it taking up? And as you feel the size and shape of your head, can you see it in your mind's eye? I want you to hold that mental image, and then we're going to work our way down our neck, across our shoulders, and I want you to feel how wide your shoulders are, how much space are they taking up? Feel it, see it. And then continue down your arms to your hands, down your torso, down to your hips, sitting in the chair. And again, feel, see how wide your hips are. How much space in the chair are your hips taking up? And then continue down your upper thighs, your knees, down to your lower legs, and to your feet on the floor. And I want you again to feel, see how big your feet are, how much space they're taking up. And just stay with that image from your head to your shoulders, to your hips, down to your feet. Feel it, see it. And as you hold that mental image, do you feel like an energy or a space just outside your body? And just feel and connect to that space. And then you're going to slowly open your eyes when you're ready. Okay? So that was you connecting to your schema. Obviously, this is a form of meditation as well, but it was very specific around strengthening the mental image of your body in space. Okay? The area just outside your body is called your peripersonal space, your bubble. Okay. So when people are like too close in your bubble, right? Have you ever been by some and you're just like, you are in my bubble, right? So if you ever, maybe you know some people, or obviously we've heard of sensory spectrum, children and adults who are on the spectrum, right? They have an altered relationship with sensory stimulation. They have an altered relationship with body schema. So they actually don't feel that same peripersonal space. It's everyone's relationship to themselves and to the external environment. Okay? That is body schema. Okay? Now, the way that we further strengthen the way that we control our body, I'll go through this quickly because I know you want the toe to tongue trick, right? Is the way that we control our movement is based off of 4 main input systems: your eyes, your ears, or your joints, and then the skin in the bottom of the feet and the palm of your hand, which is touch. Okay? All 4 of these are used to control this physical entity in space. It helps us balance, right? But we balance every time we take a step and we walk and we run or we dance, right? You need balance and you need body perception. So these 4 are dancing together to keep you in control and to keep you moving a long time, okay? Real quick on here, I'll give you some fun facts just because I love fun facts and that's all they do is read, like no life. All I do is read, research. All right, so your visual system. Oftentimes, this is the most dominant input system. So of those 4, the visual system is the most dominant. Have you guys ever done like Bosu training? Wobble board, stand on a physio ball, anything. Okay. So anything where you are challenging balance, like a Bosu. What they see is that when you stand on something unstable, you are not getting better at balancing on a Bosu because of your ankle stabilizers. It's because you upregulated your visual system, which is interesting, right? Again, I work with falls and movement disorders, which means if someone is very reliant on one input system, what happens when you take away that input system? Not good, right? They can fall, they can hurt themselves. Okay, so that's your fun fact on that. Second fun fact, your vestibular system, which is your ears, but also sound. So vestibular, but sound as well. Your vestibular system is your first sensory system that develops fully in utero. By 5 months in utero, your vestibular system is fully developed. So the spinning and the kicking and the punching and all the little fun stuff that babies do in your belly is them training their vestibular system. They're essentially feeling, oh, there's my arm. Okay, I feel resistance. That is me moving. They're connecting to gravity. Okay? The sound, The human nervous system gravitates towards rhythm. So if you want dancing, there you go, right? She loves dancing. So if you want to optimize and access into subconscious control of the nervous system and movement, use rhythm. Rhythm, rhythm. That's why if you've ever heard with Parkinson's, does anyone know anyone who has not you have Parkinson's, but a family member or loved one? There's something that's called freezing gait. So they'll walk and then they'll literally, like they can't move, right? It's called freezing gait. They oftentimes do it in doorways. You'll see that in someone with Parkinson's. Put on music and have them dance, they won't freeze once. It's something magical about what rhythm does to the nervous system. We gravitate towards rhythm also because in utero, you have the mother's heartbeat and you are getting the rhythm of the mother walking. So we actually learn rhythm different. Proprioception, this is going to be your joints. So the stimulation of the joints and like a stretch reflex. I won't go heavy into that. I do if you were like physical therapists, and I would go heavy. And there would be an exam after this. There's no exam. So, okay, here it's just going to be joints. So if you're on something wobbly, right? Or you're like this and your foot's like wobble, wobble, wobble. That's called noise, and that's your proprioceptive system, okay? Fourth and last one, my favorite, is touch. Touch is the palm of the hand and the bottom of the feet. There are many special nerves here. Texture is one of the stimulus that the palm of the hand and the bottom of the feet is sensitive to. So the neural ball that you guys have in front of you and the keychain is essentially texture. So that is uniquely designed to stimulate the nerves in the bottom of the feet and the palm of the hand. And magical stuff happens when you bring that stimulus. The other one that I will mention is vibration. Vibration is what we experience every time your foot strikes the ground. So when you walk and your foot strikes the ground, you experience vibration. That vibration builds bone density, stimulates your muscles. It's what triggers your loading response. It tells you how to maintain balance. So vibration is one of the most important stimuli that you can experience actually in your entire body is vibration. I'll give you two fun foot facts. 70% of the nerves in the bottom of your feet are sensitive to vibration. 70%. Which means the most important stimuli that you experience through your feet is vibration or really impact forces. This is why if you think of shoes and cushion, Hoka, not Hoka, right? All the cushion, more cushion in shoes, less sensory information. Essentially, you are muffled when you have cushion in your shoes. You do not feel the ground. And remember, movement is a sensory experience. So you want to be able to feel your feet. Your second fun foot fact is the peak sensitivity of the nerves in the bottom of the feet is age 40. After that, it is all downhill. Just kidding. I can't make that joke anymore because I'm 43. So I did when I was in my 30s. Okay. When you are 70, you need twice the stimulation to create the same response. Twice. Every sort of stimulus that you experience is considered noise. So essentially, you have to turn the volume up to the noise so you can hear it as you get older. Does that make sense, that analogy, right? So we want to be able to feel our feet. And if you think about this, this is partly why I'm like so passionate around feet and the sensory side of feet. Is if you think about it, what am I doing? I'm standing, hoping I don't fall over as I talk to you. The only contact point between my body and the ground is my feet. And it is the bottom of my feet. So if I can't feel my feet and connect to the ground, how is that going to affect every sort of movement that you want to do? Whether it's dancing, shaking your booty, or walking your dog, right? Or whatever it is. Every movement requires you to connect to the ground. Okay, I'm off my soapbox. A lot of passion there. Okay, here we go. So what I want you guys to do is we will be eventually releasing our feet. So I'm going to have you take off your shoes and socks for me, please. And if you say, no way, no barefoot, you don't have to do whatever you want. I guess You know what I mean? You'd be like, whatever, I'm not going to do it. You don't have to. But there's something magical when you do wake up the bottom of your feet. Does anyone love being barefoot now? Whether you work out barefoot, you're home barefoot, you love, okay, all right. We all drink the Kool-Aid in here. Great. Love it. Okay. We all love being barefoot. I love it. Okay. Oftentimes I have to tell people you need at least 30 minutes a day of being barefoot, just 30 minutes. But to you guys, you're probably like, I get like 8 hours, right? Right? Okay. A lot of people put their shoes on the moment they wake up until they go to bed, which seems crazy, right? Connect to your feet for goodness sake. All right. I love it, my crew. All right. So what I'm going to have you do is stand up for me, please. So right here, just so you can appreciate these 4 input systems, okay? These 4 input systems. Now, I'm going to have you stand on just your right leg for 1 moment. We're just going to balance. We're making this interactive. It's the last session. We don't want anyone falling asleep. Okay, so you're just standing on your right leg, hanging out there. Perfect. Just so you know, you should be able to stand on one leg for 10 seconds. That is your balance test, okay? There's a research that shows if you cannot balance for 10 seconds on one leg, it is a predictor of falls. So that will be your goal. Okay, switch to the other side, please. Perfect, beautiful. So now you're on your left side, nothing too complicated. We're just hanging out. Love it. Perfect. It's okay. You could do that if you want it. And then good. Okay, so stay on both feet for a moment. Okay. Now, these 4 input systems, so for you guys to balance on one leg, and you're probably like, easy peasy, got it, right? I could do like this if you want to, right? Is these 4 systems are working together to keep you standing on one leg, all 4 of them, okay? Now, if I perturb you, if I do something to one of these input systems, it's going to change your ability to stand on one leg, right? Because you got them all contributing, and if I take away one by having you shut your eyes, the other 3 are like, upregulate, keep them balanced, okay? So I want you to stand again on your right leg for me. Just on your right leg, perfect. Standing, hanging out, hands are relaxed, whatever you want to do, perfect. Now you're looking straight ahead. I want you to look straight ahead at me or through me towards the wall. Stay there, and I want you to take your eyeballs, just your eyeballs, and look over to the right. And then look back center again. Just your... don't move your head. Okay, thank you. Just your eyeballs. Okay, so relax. And then let's go to the left side. Sorry, I just don't want to fatigue you too much on one side. All right, so now you're on your left leg. You're bouncing. Good. Eyes are straight ahead. Good. Eyeballs look to the right. Eyeballs look center. Eyeballs look left. Eyeballs look center. Look right. Look center. Look left. Look center. And release. Good. Wow, you guys got pretty badass balance. Okay. Go back to your right side again. So I could perturb you by having you move your eyes. That's essentially a way to challenge balance, okay? Stand on your right leg again for a moment. Perfect. Eyes look straight ahead. Beautiful. And now I'm going to have you shut your eyes. And just notice what happens. Okay, that one I got you guys. Yes. Okay, you're going to open your eyes. All right. So some of you probably noticed like, oops, I had to put my foot down, right? Or did some of you notice this in your foot? Did you notice that your lower leg or your foot started moving? That's considered noise, and that's essentially the joints or proprioception. That was it upregulating, okay? Now, a fun trick here is that you can hack your balance, right? Which means if you understand hacking is essentially understanding physiology and you trick the system to like pass the test. I don't know. That's a way to explain this. Not exactly how you explain it, but I love biohacking, so that's just my total way to describe it. All right. So the way that you can trick it is that you're going to upregulate other systems. So what I want you to do this time is that we are going to improve our balance with little tricks. So stand on your left side again for me. Perfect. On your left side, you're going to balance there. And what I want you to do is make a fist. So you're standing and you're just going to make a fist, okay? If you don't want to do that because you don't want to break a nail, I get it. You're going to open your hands nice and wide. So you're doing like a jazz hand, but you're like, whoa, like really energy, okay? So arms are by the side. I'll put it back up in a second, okay? So you're here, so you're balancing and you're either making a fist or you're opening your fingers as wide as you can. Stay there, look straight ahead, stare at one point. Now I want you to shake your head no. But as you shake your head no, so I'm perturbing you, focus on your hands. So no, but open your hands or make a fist. So put energy into your hands. And then good release. Okay? So I'm trying to help your system improve balance. Go to your right side. Sorry, I forgot the mic. Oops. Okay. Go back to your right side. Make a fist again. Eyes are straight ahead. Okay. Now this hack is going to be a visual hack. So you are going to stare at something, stare something down, stare it down, make a fist, stare it down, and then nod your head yes. But all I want you to think in your mind is eyes, stare, 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 and then good release. Okay? All we're doing is playing, right? This is exploratory. Could be you saying like, yeah, you know what? When I use my visual, it is actually a balance hack. So the next time you do something like, I don't know, crazy, I don't know what you're doing, something balancing on a Naboso, stare at something or make a fist or open your jazz hands, something to trick your balance, okay? Last one that we'll do to play with it is you're going to grab your neural ball, and I want you to hold it in your hand. Let's go on to your left leg. Is it the left leg? Okay. Left leg. So you're on the left leg, and then the neural ball is in your hand. Okay, perfect. And what I want you to do, we're going to shut our eyes again, but hold on one second. When you shut your eyes, I want you to mentally feel the texture, feel the texture, I feel the texture, I feel the texture, right? So you're just trying to get your nervous system to really use touch to help improve your balance, okay? Shut your eyes when you're ready, and then you're balancing, and then you have the neural ball in your hand. Again, texture, 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 right? Beautiful. Is it helping? Squeeze the ball hard. Is it helping? Praying. Does that help? I don't know, right? And then open your eyes and relax, okay? So have a seat for a moment. Essentially, this is what it is. And if you're like, girl, that none of that helped me. Well, then I'll give you some balance exercises. All right. So what the balance hacks are, this is when you do yoga, if you're doing tree pose, I don't care what it is that you're doing. If you're just standing on one leg while you brush your teeth, it's your choice, right? Is balance hacks are use your eyes, stare at something, right? Create what's called tension. Tension is the fist, opening the hand wide, engaging your core. If you've ever heard people do, stuff like this when they balance, but I'm like touching and I'm reaching and I'm actually creating tension in my body. Tension is part of how you improve balance, okay? And then touch. So stimulate the feet, stimulate the hands, use texture, use vibration. So those are like little balance hacks to help you improve your balance, okay? Don't worry, there's more takeaways. All right, so other ways that you can connect to exteroception. So this is if you're like, I want to feel my body in space. Oh, we did the sexual one, right? Okay, so did anyone else do the sexual one? Okay, do this with texture if you want, right? These are ways to connect to your body. If not, you guys missed a really good one with the sexual one. All right, so here, these are ways to better connect to your physical body in space. Use resistance, wrist weights, ball of bangles, weighted vests, something. When you have weight on your system, you increase your perception of that body. Has anyone ever heard of weighted blankets? Yes. So weighted blankets, resistance, weight, proprioception, technically, proprioception connects you to your physical body so you feel safe. That's why you sleep easier with weighted blankets, right? It's proprioceptive, it's weight. Here, it would be workout with wrist weights, weighted vests, holding the sensory sticks. So I don't have them there out there, but they're 2-pound weighted sticks that have texture on them, okay? Using Naboso. So we have insoles, we have socks, we have the neural ball, we have mats, we have flooring. So you could bring in texture to help you feel your feet, feel your body. Vibration. Has anyone used a vibration platform? Like power plate, something? Okay, great, right? So some sort of vibration platform is awesome. Dry brushing. Does anyone do dry brushing? Oh yeah, right? It is like good for cellulite too. So, but dry brushing before you do any sort of movement, workout, meditation, yoga, diaphragmatic breathing, if you dry brush your body before, you will then feel your body during that meditation practice more, right? So they're little tips and tricks. Compression apparel, Spanx, right? If you work out in Spanx, you don't have to do Spanx, but because you probably can't move that much, but other compression apparel helps you to feel your body, okay? Very important for the control of movement. Kinesiology tape, rock tape, that's a different brand, and then different athletic braces. So these are ways to help you feel your body more, okay? One example of where it's not a movement disorder, but like concussion. So I will work with people who have had really bad motor vehicle accidents, whatever version of a TBI, and they have a lot of disconnect between their physical bodies. Some of it is trauma related, meaning emotional trauma of the injury. And what I'll have them do is use wrist weights, compression apparel, dry brush. They'll shut their eyes as they're doing the Pilates practice. And I want them to feel and see as they're doing the movements. It's very, very powerful to the nervous system. I love doing yoga. I'll do my entire yoga practice with my eyes shut the entire time because it just helps you connect to your body. Okay. Ooh, interoception. Okay. Next one, my favorite. Okay. Interoception. Who's heard of this? Okay. Yay. Okay. Interoception is how you connect to your internal environment. Okay. This is butterflies in your stomach, your heart beating, flushing, palpitations. Okay. If you've ever heard of intuition, like a gut feeling, right? That is interoception. And this might sound hokey, but maybe you guys have heard it. Have you ever heard that your gut biome, so your gut biome, the microbiome of your gut, is like, it is your oldest brain. I mean, you have a gut-brain axis, if you've heard of that, I'm sure, right? But your gut is very intelligent. And if you listen to your gut, there's many times I've not listened to my gut. It always involves men. And then I learn, right? Should I listen to my gut, right? But your intuition is very powerful. And a lot of that intuition is based off of the gut biome. Again, it might sound kind of hokey on that, but like those little bacteria are really smart and know what's kind of going on. So interoception is your ability to perceive your internal environment. Do you feel those butterflies? And do you interpret them the right way? A lot of our emotion is based off of our connection to our internal environment. And the way that it works is that you feel a sensation and then you have to put an emotion to the sensation, okay? Butterflies in your stomach could be, oh my God, I am so scared, and it's a fear response. That's the emotion. Other people interpret butterflies as like adrenaline, like they're like, yeah, feed off of that, right? It's probably a total type A personality, right? So that intuition, that interoception is very important. So the way that you can connect to this is called heartbeat tracking. And we're going to do it now, okay? So what we're going to do is, I need your phone and a stopwatch if you don't mind, just so she can keep it calm with the child, right? Keep her on her Natalia or whatever it is. Okay. So what we're going to do is you are going to sit up again. Palms are facing up this time. You're not going to shut your eyes yet, but I'm going to have you shut your eyes. You're going to feel your heart beating. Feel your heart beating. You are going to count how many heartbeats you feel. Then, staying exactly as you are, you're going to find your radial pulse. Feel your actual heartbeat, and then count your heartbeat. We're going to perceive it and count it for 15 seconds. Then you're going to measure your actual heart rate for 15 seconds, okay? Eventually, you are comparing perception to reality. Make sense? Okay, great. So you can shut your eyes and your palms are facing up. Thank you so much. And again, you're feeling your heart beating. We'll count for 15 seconds and start. And stop. Find your radial pulse. And start. And stop. Beautiful. Okay, so you guys have two numbers. Thank you so much. You have two numbers. Let's say you felt or sensed 12, and then you felt your radial pulse and it was 14, right? You'll just take 12 divided by 14. I don't know what that is. I'd say it's like 86, okay? When you look at the research, it shows that if you have 80% or higher from an accuracy, you're doing good, okay? 60% or lower, we need to strengthen your interoception, okay? Now, the way that I use this with patients, I do a lot within the fitness industry and teach trainers and coaches and all of that, is to say, if you did this practice yourself or with a client or with a friend, whoever it is, and you're like, I want you to sit there and feel your heartbeat. And they're like, what? Feel my what? How am I supposed to feel my heart beating without doing this or doing this or doing this? Something, right? Typically, those are people who have a lower awareness of their internal environment. When you look at the brain, where interoception is processed is right next to exteroception, which means you can see patterns in people. People who have low interoceptive awareness have low emotional awareness. There's also a trend within heart rate variability, if you're familiar with the Oura rings, right? Heart rate variability, interoceptive awareness, emotional flexibility, they're all connected. So it is someone who is disconnected. An example of someone who has low interoceptive awareness, they don't feel, I'm sure we've all felt like the irritation and the anger rising in your body, right? And you're just like, keep it calm, right? As it rises, they don't feel that. So it is like boom, and they're like, bam, attack. And they don't feel it. You need to slow that process down so that your frontal cortex can talk to your amygdala and have you stay cool and calm. That is based off of your perception of your internal environment, so you feel it in the first place, right? Or palpitations is you go to the urgent care because you think you're having a heart attack. Butterflies, someone thinks is indigestion, right? So people put a Western diagnosis to something versus like, ooh, I'm just feeling like just anxious today. And then they connect and they, right? And this whole weekend is about more that, right? So if you've never heard the term interoception, it is a big old rabbit hole you can go down and explore. Most of the practice in it is based in mental health and wellness, and psychology is where most research in interoception is, okay? But it's awesome. It's awesome. All right, we got to release our feet, okay? All right, so the big takeaway here is that movement is based off of sensory perception, sensory stimulation. That is a dance or a balance between your external environment and your internal environment. They're closely related, okay? They're very closely related. So the more that you connect to your inner, your meditation, your breath work, stuff like that, it then translates into your perception of your body in space. So you move well, you move accurately when we don't want you to fall, you move a little gracefully, which is always nice, right? And you can move for a long time. Now your feet is going to be the access point that we use. So I'm going to teach you how to do a 5-point foot release, okay? What you're going to do is you are going to take your neural ball and you're going to stand up with me. Ooh, I need one. Thank you, dear. You read my mind. All right. So the neural ball. So we are doing a 5-point foot release. I don't know the perception of the time. Talking about perception. Okay, I got 3 minutes to teach you something that takes 2.5 minutes. All right. So take the ball, and what you're going to do is there's a seam. Put the seam facing straight up. Put your heel on the seam and push down. So this ball is going to split into 2 pieces. Okay? 2 pieces. You're going to put them shoulder width apart as soon as you do this. Okay? Now, this ball, which comes into 2 domes, is powerful not just because it's 2 domes, but because it's covered in texture. The texture, remember the slide with the touch? This is one of the stimuli. Technically, it's the SA1 Merkel disc, but it's fine. It's a very specific nerve. Now, what we're going to do is there are 5 points that we're releasing. 5 points. These points I'm going to show you now without the microphone is point 1 is going to be the base of your heel. Position 2 is going to be the middle of your foot, middle of the arch. Position 3 is going to be the ball of your foot. Position 4 is the outside of the foot. Position 5 is your medial arch. And I will cue you through this even more, so don't worry. Let's start with position number 1. So step on both domes at the same time at your heel. Perfect. And if you are on your heel bone, I want you to go a little bit in front of it. So it's all the way back of your arch, if you could, please. Perfect. And then you're just like hanging out, right? You're just standing. It feels good, right? So just nice and relaxed. You want to do 30 seconds per point. 5 points, 30 seconds is what we're doing. We're going to do an abbreviated one for sake of time, okay? But you're getting that combination of textured stimulation, pinpoint pressure, increased circulation, wake up the muscles, all of these awesome things, because the only contact point between the body and the ground is the feet. So you got to wake them up. Here we go. Position number 2, middle of your arch. Perfect. I like to put my heel down when I do it. So my heel is on the floor. Sorry, I'm totally hidden by everything that's up here. But I like to have my heel down, and then I'm in the middle of my arch. Okay? If you want to have it more this way, it's totally fine. But I want you to just be relaxed. Relax your toes. Perfect. If anyone has plantar fasciitis or their arch ever gets tired, this is amazing for you. Yes. Perfect. All right, let's go to position number 3, which is going to be the front of your feet, the ball of the foot. So the ball of your foot is going to be on both of the domes. And you're there. And again, just nice and relaxed, slight bend in your knees. Perfect. Let your toes relax. Now, if you look down, do you see like the knuckle of your foot is popping up? Do you feel that or see that? Awesome. So what this is doing is this is supporting spreading of your foot. Your foot is actually designed to widen as you walk. So every time you take a step, your foot has to widen. It is a natural part of how you release power and energy and stabilize your feet. So your beautiful Manolos or Louboutin, whatever you're wearing, right, is restricting the splay of your foot. They look fabulous, right? So I get it. I totally get it. But you want your foot to spread. So this number 3, awesome, okay? Let's go to number 4, which is going to be the outside of your foot. So just find your lateral arch, the outside arch, if you could just stand there, okay? If you want to know exactly where it is and you reach down, there's a bump on the side of your foot. Put the dome right behind that. Right behind that, you'll feel a bump. That's where I want you to put the dome, okay? It's a bone called your cuboid. There's a tendon under it called your peroneus longus. Sorry, anatomy 101. Perfect. So this, she's loving it in the back. I feel it, right? Okay. This position, have you guys ever heard of your IT band? Right? Okay. Your IT band runs all the way down to what you're standing on right now. So if you ever get IT band, go do this number 4, okay? Let's go to number 5. So that's going to be the inside of your feet. So I'm going to put both of my feet on half of the domes, and then I'm just going to kind of knock my knees in, and I'm on the inside. So I'm on the inside of my arch. Perfect. Yes, I know this is great without even being able to see me. You're doing perfect. Nice and relaxed. Perfect. Good. You'll thank me later. Okay. All right, God. Okay, carefully step off of that, please. Perfect. Okay, hopefully you feel your feet. They feel amazing. Just push those to the side. We just woke them up with texture and pinpoint pressure. Now I want you to stand with your feet shoulder width apart. Don't open the door yet, okay? Feet shoulder width apart, arms are by your side. Perfect. Now, what you want to do is stay standing exactly as you are. Lift your toes up, spread them nice and wide. I want you to start by finding your foot tripod. So underneath the first metatarsal head is what it's called. The inside, the outside, the heel. Okay, so the inside, the outside, the heel, that's your tripod. Your toes are spread nice and wide, and then place them back down onto the floor. Perfect. I want you to do a slight rotation in your hip. So your hip goes like this. Okay, so you're going to slightly rotate your hip out, or if you're like, squeeze your butt, right? and it'll work, okay? It'll happen. So what that's doing, that is slightly lifting your arch, okay? So you got a tripod, your toes are long, straight, and flat, and we got hopefully something of an arch going on there. Perfect. Keep your arms by your side, nice and tall. Imagine you are stiff as a board. Stay stiff as a board. I want you to slightly lean your body forward. Slight lean forward, bring it back to a vertical position. Slight lean forward, back to a vertical position. Do that 2 more times. Slight lean, back vertical. One last time, back vertical. Awesome. Every time you slightly leaned your body forward, what happened to your toes? Did you feel your toes go? Yes. Awesome. So I am activating what is called toe flexors, your toes, right? Don't even make it complicated. I'm just activating your toes. Your toes are part of how you maintain balance and create power. So for you to jump and walk and step, your toes have to be strong. This little forward lean wakes up your toes. Now, guess what? Remember I said your toes connect to your tongue, right? Okay, that's why you're here and you didn't leave early. Okay, so how you get your toes to connect to your tongue is stay as you are, feet shoulder width apart, spread those toes again just to reconnect, little slight bend in the knees. Can you push your toes down without leaning forward? Just push your toes down, no lean. Bam. Now relax them. Do it again. Push your toes down and relax them. Do it again. Push your toes down and relax them. Beautiful. Okay, you felt that? Good. Engage your core. Engage Pilates muscles, suck it in, whatever you want to do, right? Energy. Hold that energy. Now push your toes down. Hold both. Do you feel some sort of connection? Now relax both. Engage your core again. Toes down. Do you feel a connection? Hold both. Hold your core, hold your toes. Relax. Let them go. Okay? What I want you to do now is we're going to do this hand wide that we did as our balance hack. Okay? So engage your core. Pilates muscle. Hold. Push your toes down. Hold. Open your hands as wide as you can. Do you feel energy in your body connecting? Stability, tension, pick a word, right? Stay as you are. Put your tongue, push it into your palate. Tongue goes up. Stay there. What happened when you did that? Did you feel more energy in your abs? Hopefully you did. Stay exactly as you are. Relax your hands. Just let it go. Keep the tongue to the palate. Did you lose some energy in your body? Make your hands wide again or make a fist, your choice. Energy. Did your energy go up again? Relax your feet. Let your feet go. Bleh. Did you lose some stability? Right? Push your toes down again. Good. And release. Beautiful. Okay. So this is a super fast way to teach what is called tension stacking in your body. So if you've ever heard of fascia, this is just accessing fascial lines, but your feet connect to your pelvic floor, which connects to your diaphragm, which connects to your tongue. So I was teaching you a way that you can access stability. So I'm pushing my toes down. I'm lifting my pelvic floor. I'm opening my hands wide and I'm putting my tongue to my palate. Can I do that? And then release. Essentially, it's called potentiating. So if you do that and you're just like prime it, release it, right? Connect it, release it. You do that like 3 to 5 times and you're like, bam, I am a badass. I am ready, right? Bam, right? Whatever you wanted to dance, right? Dance, right? Essentially, that is how you maintain posture. That is how you control your body. Everything is about how you perceive and stabilize this entity in space, okay? Hopefully, you are leaving here with this awesome appreciation of your feet and how sensory rich we are. Thank you guys so much. Thank you, thank you. I'm sorry I went over. If you want to learn more about Naboso and our texture products, we do have to take the Neuro Balls back, but guess what? They're $24 right outside the door for them, and you get a little black ball inside. YouTube channels, Instagram, follow. I have way more content than probably anyone wants on the internet. So thank you guys very, very much.